Welcome to this segment of Pigskin Preview with the head coach of the East Texas Baptist University Tigers, Mark Sartain. Last week, Tigers lose to the University of the Redlands 21-10, move their season record to 1-1. This Saturday, ETBU begins American Southwest Conference play with a game on the road to Seguin to play Texas Lutheran University. Before we talk about the game Saturday night, Coach Sartain, I want to go back and talk about the home opener at Ornella Stadium last Saturday. It seemed like the team had some problems executing in the first half, got to the red zone, which might have been a different ballgame if you'd scored those points in the first half.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we've got some wrinkles to iron out in the red zone. Some of it's just a little lack of focus, lack of discipline in a couple of situations, and then a bad decision that led to a turnover down there. And, of course, anytime you have a chance to put points on the board against a good football team and fail to, it's probably going to come back to haunt you.
Any bright spots your coaching staff saw in the loss to the Redlands after reviewing the game tape?
Oh, yeah, there was dozens of bright spots. I mean, the loss, a loss is a loss. You never are happy with those, but you can't do anything about it once it's there. So we look for the positives and spin those. And we played another good game defensively, except for a couple of drives. And had we not turned the ball over in the red zone and failed down there, a couple of situations, it could have been a different outcome anyway. But our defense did a great job of defending the run. We actually held that team to 242 or 3 yards of total offense, which is quite a good outing. Of course, the outcome is all that really matters, but in finding bright spots, that was some. J.R. Stover got several more touches this week than he did the week before. Did a great job there. Offensive line is gelling a little bit better. Receiver core, we're finding out who's more equipped for certain types of routes in the passing game. So a lot of positives.
Tigers lose their home opener last week to Redlands University. Before we talk about Saturday night's opponent in Texas Lutheran University, I want to ask a question that's kind of different in American Southwest Conference play than, say, a high school team scouting the next team. In high school, a coaching staff will send coaches to a game to scout, but in the American Southwest Conference play, here in D3 football in East Texas, you're not allowed to send a scout to a game. Tell us the process of how you scout a team like TLU.
Well, they've only played, of course, one game, so we've got that one game on them, and we're in a system, game tape exchange, in which we exchange our game tapes with our opponents online. We have access to any game that they play. They have access to any game that we play. It's all done electronically. So as we get into the season, we can have as many as 3-4 games on an opponent to prepare for at our discretion. So that's how it works. We receive that by midnight on Saturday night. It has to be uploaded, and then of course we have to download it and just break it down and distribute it and work through it. But it's a lot more efficient than sending scouts out and bringing back written scouting reports and that sort of thing.
We're a long ways away from the film days and meeting someone halfway and exchanging game tapes. Let's move and talk about Texas Lutheran University and Saturday night's game against the Bulldogs. Last year you fell 21-0, but you rallied back to beat them 32-21. This year TLU has a new head coach. Are they going to give you a new look this year than what you saw last year?
Oh, absolutely. Everything's new. Everything's different. The coaching staff's completely turned over, and most of the players have turned over. They'll have a lot of new faces in their lineup from last year. A lot of young players. They look a lot like we looked in 2007. When we had to change here. A lot of freshmen are seeing a lot of playing time. But Coach Padron was a very successful high school coach and has put together a tremendous staff with a great deal of experience in the game. So they'll be formidable.
Listen to Pigskin Preview as we visit with the head coach of the ETBU Tigers, Mark Sartain, talking about their opponent Saturday night, a game you can be heard on the internet only at www.kmhtradio.com. Coach, what are some of the keys to see a victory over TLU Saturday night? Well,
I mean, it's just the same as it always is. Those statistics, you hear them talking about it from this weekend's games in the NFL as well. It's really about turnovers, and if we can protect the football, we feel like we'll have a legitimate shot to beat anybody we play. and then just being able to execute what we do best, and continuing to play at the kind of tempo with the kind of intensity that we have over these first 2 weeks. We've been very pleased with that. We need some improvements in the kicking game. Of course, we were basically without our only kicker this past Saturday for the first opportunity in the red zone. That's one of the reasons that we went for it on fourth. Our kicker was under doctor's care. He had rolled an ankle on Wednesday, and we were trying to get him ready to be able to function. And to his credit, he toughed it out and really took one for the team this week, and came back and kicked the ball well in spite of the pain. So we've got to improve in the kicking game, coverage game. Refrain from turning the football over and just do what we do.
Coach, thank you for your time, and best to the Tigers on Saturday night against Texas Lutheran.
Thanks, Mike.
We've been visiting with Mark Sartain, head football coach of the ETBU Tigers. This is Mike Midkiff reporting for Pigskin Preview.